lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share.
Welcome back. Welcome into the Lion's Share. Happy Labor Day weekend to you, all you folks out there. Hope you're having a great weekend, enjoying it as we wind down summer. That means football season is here. We've got the Lions and a bunch of NFL teams taking action shortly. So this is the big prediction show. On today's episode, we will have a fun one. It's once again time for us to put ourselves on the line. The experts publish our Lions record predictions, which everybody's been asking for. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl predictions. And all while this is happening, we are watching the Lions play the Texans in the final preseason game. That's right. Oh, that's a big touchdown pass to Isaac Tesla live on the screen right now. Wow. And he's doing, Andrew, shout out to you. He's doing
traveling back in time.
Traveling back in time. What did I say?
Never mind. Continue.
Does, of course, the patented Cupid arrow, not a bow and arrow, a Cupid arrow. If you do a regular bow and arrow, that's a penalty for the folks out there that are wondering. But wow, Kyle Allen, comfortably Kyle, just dropping one in the bucket to Isaac Tesla, IT. So nice. So we're gonna have that live right now. We are in the future right now because at this point we all know the 53-man roster, but we're here to talk Week 1, and that means Lions and Packers. We're gonna debut a new spinning wheel, which we're all excited for. Andrew, I know you're excited for it. I am. And disclaimer, like we said, this is not gambling advice. None of these Lions predictions. None of these Super Bowl predictions. Nothing on here is gambling advice. 1-800-GAMBLER if you have.
Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have gambling problems.
Ooh, shout out to Tommy for that sound effect. Guys, I want to talk about the future here real quick. We don't know yet. The 53-man hasn't been out yet, but yes or no question. Hendon Hooker will make the 53-man roster.
My mind is telling me no, but my body's telling me yes.
What's your body telling you, Andrew?
May have talked myself into a tight spot there.
No,
listen, I don't think he should be. I don't think he's proven anything. I understand he's like, it's essentially his sophomore season. He looks like a rookie still. And there are other positions that we're deeper in and we should and need to be deeper in, that we can use that roster spot. I also don't believe that if you let him, I mean, they have his rights still. I guess what Ben explained this to me, he talked to me like I'm 5. If they let him go to waivers, he can get claimed, right?
Correct.
But what's he shown? Like maybe Ben picks him up. I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago again still, but like I just think Holmes and Dan see something in him that will keep him on the roster. I personally don't believe he should be based off what we've seen in the preseason and last year.
The beauty of this is that we'll know when the time this is posted. So that's the beauty of all of it. I just sent you guys a link to this pitch and catch from Kyle Allen to IT. And it's a thing of beauty.
The guy doesn't even stand up. He goes straight into the worm. You weren't kidding on that. So, I mean, he
Seamless.
Doesn't look up at all. He doesn't check that they actually gave him the touchdown. It was a no-doubter. I'm doing the worm right now. As for our Hendon Hooker issue here, I mean, Mitch, that's where I'm at with it. Send him to waivers. Is anybody going to claim him? And if they do, there's got to be a better fit for him out there team-wise. No offense, Hendon, but like I feel like he could thrive somewhere else. And the Lions could do better with a better third option. I mean, I was taking a look at the Giants quarterback room today. They got quite a few. Hell, Jameis might even find his way to waivers. And if he does, do you take him? I want Jameis.
Personality hire, for sure.
That ball, though, by Kyle,
but I don't
I'm
think
bought
you
in
can
on
break...
Kyle Allen. Like, that ball right there is a perfect example. Like, I think he's getting more and more comfortable in the system. I think people kind of forget about that. He's new to the entire organization, system, everything this year. Being cognizant of the fact that, Johnny Morton's new, but he's not, though. He helped install the offense with Ben Johnson. So, I'm comfortable with Kyle Allen. Find a good practice squad quarterback. I just don't think it should be Hendon Hooker.
Give me Jake Fromm straight from the insurance agent desk. Bring him back. He's once a Lion, by the way, longtime Lion. Bounced around on a couple teams, now an agent. allegedly, but I'm sure he can still sling it. So bring him off the couch, bring him back. He's probably a better option than Double H out there. As a reminder, folks, you can always watch us on YouTube, and Spotify also has video as well. So if you've not noticed that Spotify has video now, it does, and you can watch us in video format there as well. Follow, like, subscribe, rate us 5 stars. That really helps the show grow, and we appreciate all you shareholders out there. If you don't know, or if you don't know about this podcast, become a shareholder today. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok as well, because that's a good place to check out the short form version of this hour-ish long program that you know and love. Lions record predictions. I think last 2 seasons we've done this on this podcast. We've been pretty spot on. Like, not to toot our own horn, but we've been right there with our predictions, our expectations. And if you're new to this program, we do it this way, which is we give an expectation, of what we really think they'll come out at. We give a ceiling. And the ceiling means this is almost everything goes right with their team and their schedules. This is what they could top out at. And then we give a floor. Like, this is our bottom end of it, meaning anything at or below this level is probably a disappointment in our book.
It's poopy.
It's poopy. It's our favorite term of the day, by the way, poopy. And so, yeah, that gives you a little basis for what goes into these. And we go game by game prior to the podcast and tabulate all of these numbers. So we'll have some notes with them as well. But a lot of folks in and out of the world have been asking for this record because everybody wants to know, especially after a 15-2 season last year. Can the Lions repeat what they did last year? What do you guys think? I mean, don't go into the predictions yet, but
it's gonna be a little tougher than last season to hold up 15 wins. It's a high expectation to be coming off of, right? That's the main thing. So you got to look into the season and as a totality here, and it's gonna be a long season, boys. Strap in, Lions fans.
It's gonna be lots of diaper games. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, Andrew patented that term, the diaper games. We had a break from that last year. We had a couple blowouts, a couple double digit wins, some points over 50 in some of those games. This year's schedule, we've talked about it in the past. It's a tough one. There's no way you cut it. It's tough, and we looked it up. Strength of schedule is number 2, tied for number 3, and as Mitch likes to always point out, tied with the Eagles for the most playoff teams on the schedule. So it ain't going to be easy out there, and the Lions have tagged this season as hunting season, however you want to say it. So it's true. It's going to be that this year. It's going to be a battle, and last year they went perfect on the road. Spoiler alert to my predictions, that's not going to happen this year.
Hunting season, as famously noted by your T-shirt.
Any
for those
poorly
watching,
fitting diaper can turn into a blowout. Be careful, folks.
Speaking from experience there, the one lone dad on this podcast, he's right, I'm having Tommy in the background right now put on a wheel for who's going to predict first, because we don't want this to be, unfair by any way. So we're going to spin the wheel and tell you who's going to go
The
first
wheel of
on their
destiny.
predictions. And you guys are going to claim bias, but it's got me.
But it's fine.
So-
I wanted you to go first anyways. Me and Andrew talked about this off air. We wanted you to go first, and then we'll clean up after you.
Oh, that's cute. You guys are talking about me when I'm not around. That's cute. All right. Well, I just unhid my unredacted mind from the document. I'm going to come in with a realistic expectation of 12-5, a little regression from last year's 15 wins, and that's okay. And that's okay because you just need to get about 10 or 11 wins to get yourself in that playoff. So then my ceiling is going to be at 14-3. I think even the ceiling is below last year's actual records. And then I've got a floor at 9-8. Like I said at the top, Lions went perfect on the road last year. That ain't going to happen this year. I'm sorry, folks. It's just not going to happen. That road schedule is tough as nails. It's tough as hell. This year, they're going to struggle to even break 500 on the road is my prediction. But they go perfect at home, and that's PUR, perfect for the Lions. The roar of the kitty is going to be strong and loud at Ford Field. 8-0 at home. A rise in the defense led by Hutch and new coordinator Calvin Shepard, who's my favorite out there, is going to rise that defense. Offense might take a little while to get started. Little new coordinator vibes going on. Slight regression in that offense, but the weapons are there. They're going to be really, really strong on offense. I think the rising tides of both the defense and special teams will keep that offense in line and keep them in those same categories. The chemistry between Ben and Jared cannot be overstated. It's taught a lot in quarterback on Netflix. It's just going to be hard to rebuild that so quickly. And defense better, offense worse, flat, overall flat. So don't be concerned, guys. Last thing, if the Lions start 2-2, if we're 2-2 going into week 5, don't worry. I think they're going to finish out strong and finish the schedule off with 8 out of 10 wins out of the bye.
I like that, Ben. We got to hide that panic button. It's going to probably want to come out early this year, but first month of the season, don't put it behind glass. You're going to hurt yourself trying to get at it. Put it behind a steel cage, folks, because it could get dicey out there. But Johnny Mo, for all the kind of heat he's taken coming in as the new guy, I think what we're seeing him do with who do we got? Jameer and Monty, those two guys, they're pretty all right. Getting them on the field at the same time, Jameer is going to be a little more active in that pass game.
Before you go, Andrew, if you guys haven't, for all the listeners, check out the interview with Jameer and Monty on the Pivot podcast. Those two are our brothers. Like those two are. I'm expecting big things from those guys this year. Go off, King.
I'm exactly with you. And how do you get them on the field at the same time? Jameer's quicker, and it helps out that offensive line. We've got a lot of new faces in there. Some guys that were rotational guys last year and a rookie this year out there. So what do? Some quick pop passes to Jameer so you don't have to worry about that handoff. And it's a little bit of a different run for pass first, run second blocking scheme. So I think that's all designed to help out the offensive line as well. But Ben, you're right. Essentially, with where we were last year health-wise, the main thing is stay healthy. The offense is only going to get better from where they were last year. Defense has just got to maintain them in games. I mean, I talked about it ad nauseum last year. Offense has to put points on the board early and just let the defense hold in there, get them a turnover, and then let them get another possession.
Do you dare take another stab at the opening drive touchdowns or opening
We're
drive scores?
We're not going to talk about that. That's old news. That's baloney. That's been slung and molded. It's in the trash can. It's at the dump. It's no good. We're not going to talk about it anymore. But defense, get them a turnover and get them an extra possession there. I think in all likelihood, the best of best cases, Ben, I'm with you at 14-3. My floor is a little bit different. I think they could lose another game in there and finish 8-9 below 500, which, if that does happen, that panic button has been pulverized into 1,000 pieces. Realistically, though, I think we're going to end up 12-5.
All right. You guys will be shocked. I am also going 12-5. So we're a united front here. I'm sure we have very similar games. There might be some differences there. I'm gonna try to keep it a little simple. I'll go through. My expectation is 12-5. I think their ceiling is actually 15-2. I'm a little loftier than you guys. I think their floor is 10-7. In simplest terms, there's just too much talent on this roster. There just is, like top to bottom in terms of your starting 11 on both sides of the ball and starting 11 in all three phases, really. Because you got guys that are contributors, big time contributors on special teams. You look at Sione Vaki, who's kind of having a breakout preseason, so we expect big things from him. I think it might take a little bit of time to gel. Ben, I'm with you. I'm kind of expecting a 2-2 start. I'm actually expecting a 1-2 start. But they'll hit those stride. They're going to hit their stride. They're going to be battle tested for the playoffs. Fellas, drink your milk. Take up yoga. Get some stretching in between games. We need health. It's just got to be healthy. You got to stay healthy, because if they can stay healthy and the starting guys are rested, we have a way better bye week this year than we did last year. Last year was way too soon in the season. We got a ton of mini buys busted out in there throughout the season. Listen, I really do think if they're firing on all cylinders, they're healthy heading into the end of the year. 15-2 is not out of the question. But I'm at 12-5. They have a super tough schedule, but I don't think 10 wins is the floor for me. I don't see this. I don't see this roster getting any less than that. I mean, in a specific position group, I want to call out here. They're going to start the season down Aleem McNeil, who's probably coming back week 5, 6. What are any offensive lines going to do with those big boys up front? I mean, what are you going to do? Between Tyleek, Reader, Aleem, you're just going to have a constant cycle of really healthy run-stuffing pass rushers. See ya. I think they're going to create havoc.
Good luck. Good luck. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm honestly maybe more excited for the defense than I am the offense, and maybe that's just because we kind of already know what this offense is about and what they do. But I'm really excited for this defense. Andrew, a couple years ago, you had called for the defense to make that climb into the top 10, top 5, maybe even. I think this is the year they do it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I was kind of with Andrew last year, and they ended up like, even though they were out there with guys off the street last year, they ended up still, statistically in the top scoring defenses in the league. So, I just think with their starting positions, what we're hearing, reading, seeing out of joint practices, mini camps from Aiden, I would expect him to have a really strong start to the season and continue that to make up for lost time. I think top 5 defense is very realistic.
Watching, so I'll let you go in a second, Andrew. I just want to put it aside here. I just saw a shot of Aiden on the sidelines, and his hair is looking very flowy, and he looks even faster with the haircut he has now, by the way.
Lovely. Yeah, no, I was just going to touch on that as well. You're talking about those big boys up front, and I think that's why it's such a bummer that you lost that Hassanin so early on, because Mitch, you said it. I mean, the rotation that you're going to have with that interior is disgusting to think about. Imagine if you had 2 solid pieces on the end that you knew that you could count on. You've already got Aiden, and that's kind of where that question mark comes from. And then the other big question mark on the defensive side for me is camp and preseason is one thing, because, not a ton of flags typically come out. Seems like in all the Lions preseason games, though, it's been flag after flag. But typically in camp and joint practices, you're not getting as many. They're going to let you play. And that's where I think we're looking for the jump from TA at. Can you still be a dog without being handsy and getting called for it?
Yeah, seen some clips. I'm sure you guys have too, against some pretty top wide receivers, including some on the Lions. Him versus IT has been a pretty prominent matchup out there. Yeah, I'm just really fired up about this defense and what they can do, and just stay healthy, like you guys alluded to. Just stay healthy. If we could have Davenport for most of the year, even, I think it's going to be a different story than last year. And we're going to be probably coming on this podcast more often than not talking about the defense than the offense, honestly. I think the offense is going to get it done. No, by no means is the offense going to get overshadowed with the weapons that they have. But I think we're just going to be – it's going to be a breath of fresh air for seeing this defense, unlike we have in years. So I'm excited for that.
Do you want to give us an over-under turnover count? Can you throw that out for us, please, sir?
Putting me on the spot. It's going to be – if you think 17 games, I'm going to say they average about 1 per. Obviously, you're going to have some games with 2 or 3, maybe even 4 in there. But with the schedule, I think it's going to be tough to have turnovers. So I'm going to put a number out there. Let's say 30.
Over under, set it 30. Okay, mark it there first, folks. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Well, what's your thoughts?
That's a lofty number. I think my first thought was 32. So we're kind of in the same world.
Lofty, but by the way, mine was even loftier?
Well.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah. It's okay. You'll get there.
Anybody have the number in front of them as far as what was the Lions' turnover count last year?
Well, let's not forget the Texans game. Can we remove that game?
So last season, I'm trying to talk and read at the same
15.
time, which is hard. What's
15.
Yeah.
So you guys are crazy high.
that? Well, no, I'm seeing 12 interceptions.
I see 10 and 5.
Oh, this is the Buffalo Bills. Why am I on the Bills? It says Detroit Lions. Oh, and I'm confused if these are turnovers that the Lions committed or caused. I don't know, guys. 30 seems high now that I think back.
Well, this is
Blaming
not-
you, Andrew, for putting me on the spot like
I'm gonna
that.
stick by my guns with 32. Shame me. I don't care.
I could be wrong here too, because now I'm seeing all kinds of different stats on NFL.com.
ESPN has their team stats that says they had 12 interceptions last year, but there's not a fumble. There's only a fumbles lost.
This seems like
I don't
something
know.
we should move off of.
Seems like bad radio. You're right. Well, Mitch, you had touched on the point that you said don't be surprised if they start 2-2, like I said, and then you also said I've even got them starting 1-2. So that brings up my curiosity.
Yeah,
Of course. The Lions' first opponents are Packers, Bears, Ravens.
So I truly think the Packers game is 50-50. I just think that could very well be the game where it's like nerves from Shep, nerves from Johnny Morton. I would expect him more from Shep. This Packers crew has been together for a few seasons now, so I wouldn't be shocked. That's away, so you got travel. I would love for them to win it, but I also, in the grand scheme of a long season, I wouldn't hate for that to be the, hey, we got it out of the way. Now let's just go ball out. Because then you're home against the Bears. You got to travel to Baltimore. That's not going to be easy. Then you got the Browns at home. I think look out for Week 5 of the NFL. Even though I think the Lions' defense is going to be really, really good. Week 5 is probably going to be a very high-scoring affair against the Bengals. I think the Lions put up at least 35 points against the Bengals in Week 5.
Yeah, shootout alert on that one.
Yeah.
And is
so-
Trey Hendrickson still not a Lion by week 5?
Who? Trey?
Trey?
No, we've covered this. It's not a thing.
Still not a Lion, okay.
But yeah, I could go either way on Packers Week 1, but it wouldn't shock me if they lost. I think it'll be a good game no matter what. I think all the divisional games will be good, but Lions Packers has been good entertainment the last few years, and I don't expect that to change.
Can I just take a moment to ask the viewers to do one thing for us? To all write your local congressman to tell the NFL, let's make it Divisional Thursday. Come on. We can do this if we all do it together.
Yeah, Tommy posted that clip where you first made that proposal, and people weren't buying into it like I thought they would. I thought that would get a lot of buy-in. Maybe we got to hit the algorithm one more time. What do you say?
Pop something
A little refresh.
in there. What's the percentage of Americans that want the Super Bowl to move to Saturday?
I'd probably say it's north of 80%.
It is north of 80 until you hear that argument that popped up a couple years ago. You extend it to 18 games, you get another bye week in there, plus the extra week, and then you're at President's Day. I believe that.
That's the goal. That's the goal for Goodell. I'm sure he wants to do that before his time is up at the NFL. Bump up that viewership's already topping out at like 120 million, and it's barely beating the records every year. But what better way to do it than have a holiday the following day, or at least a somewhat national holiday that a decent amount of Americans get with President's Day. Where was I going with this? Yeah, speaking of which, Andrew or Mitch, you said that the guys got to stay healthy out there, maybe do some yoga, do some routines. I think we can put the shareholders to the test as well. Maybe at home when you're getting ready for the 1:00 game, the 4:25, the primetime game, whatever the slot the Lions are in for that week. Maybe just do a little something before on the couch. Maybe in solidarity with the boys out there. Just get yourself loose, get yourself ready, because I think there's strength in numbers. What do you guys think?
I'm down.
Nice little routine, nothing crazy.
Hey,
but
when you're eating on the couch all day, you're an athlete too. We get it.
Yeah. And get ready for the endurance is going to have to be there, because we've been off the couch, not watching football for, I don't know, do the math, 6 months, 7 months. So we got to get back into form.
Are your cheeks ready?
Or whatever you sit on. Pause. Tommy, cut that. And the line from Mitch at the top of the show. Those two. We
No,
get
you
2
can leave
strikes.
that in. We didn't know when he made the song.
That's true. Nobody knew. We got a Graham Mertz appearance for the Houston Texans. By the way, not that it matters, because this game is long done once this is posted. But Hendon Hooker already in the game in the second quarter, which is interesting. Trying to get one last look at him before they make that decision.
100%.
They know what they've got with Kyle Allen. Keep Kyle Allen healthy. Let Hendon give him 3 quarters to see what he can do, or whatever they do with them. Anyway, moving on. I'm just excited. I'm excited that we're going to be on here in a few short days when this podcast does drop to talk about the NFL and the Lions, and it's going to be back. It's going to be good to be back with you guys. That's with you guys here on the pod, and with the shareholders alike. It's a great time of year. Temperatures are going to be dropping. Football is going to be dropping into our lives, and like we touched on, week 0 starting in the college football right now. We'll have week 1 next week, and it's going to be good. We're excited. Where we go from here? Let's talk about the rest of the NFL, including who we see shaking things out in the conference championships. Last year, Lions didn't quite make it. Andrew pointing to the Browns hat. You think you got a baloney to sling about the Browns?
Hey, man, you never know when it's going to be your year. Just trying to get some hype.
Yeah. The Brownies. By the way, just announced that Joe Flacco will be the starting quarterback week 1. We love to hear.
He already flung a
We love to see
touchdown
Flacco.
today.
He slung a touchdown
I believe
today?
so.
Good for him. Good for him. And then the infamous Indianapolis Colts were one of the last few teams to name their starter with Danny Dimes. And then the Saints, I think, have officially named Spencer Rattler. So I'm excited for that, Andrew. I don't know about you. I'm excited that we're going to have, without having Will Levis moment of the week, we may have to have none other than Spencer Rattler become the moment of the week for us.
Honestly, that's the best news I've gotten all week, and the fact that I don't know if he's partnered with B-Dubs on their Rattler drink already, but I mean, it's beer and Mountain Dew mix. If you think that's good, go for it. It sounds gross. The fact that they market it is wild, but honestly, I saw Jamal Williams talk about how excited he was. He thought Spencer Rattler was the best choice, and I thought he was kidding. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was joking. I laughed.
Well, he's got to speak up for his boy, right?
I guess so, man. So let's see what he can do. Honestly, I think that's honestly going to be our SR moment of the week.
Yeah. Move over, Will Levis. We hope you're healing. We hope you're healing quickly. And that reminds me of healing. Before we talk conference championships, Andrew, you talked about Ahmed, the rookie there who did have the pec injury. We weren't sure the last time we recorded what it was, but has been confirmed. Initially, I thought like it might be season-ending surgery. He says he's avoiding surgery and he's going to heal up. We'll probably have more information once this podcast drops, but I'm hopeful that maybe we get him back, I don't know, maybe around the bye, maybe even a little before the bye if we're lucky.
Sure, it's just hard to know what to expect from a rookie, then coming off an injury. It's tough, you know.
You know what I love about it, though, is that hunger that he's showing by avoiding surgery. I love that about him. He wants to be out there.
I'm with you. It's hard to ask a lot of them at that point, you know.
Well, knock on wood that we're all healthy on that defensive front, and then he can come in and play meaningful snaps and not have to be replacing somebody who's been injured down the line. All right, yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I knew you touched on that, and I wanted to talk about that real quick. Let's spin the wheel again. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to spin the wheel again until the end of the show. Fact or fiction, guys? Before we talk about the conference championships that we have picked, will the Eagles return to the NFC Championship this year?
Fiction.
Did you want me to just jump into it?
Fact or fiction?
Oh, fact or fiction? Fact.
I think you guys are losers. Cowards. Scaredy cats.
I'm hearing fiction.
Yeah, fiction. I'm fiction. Fictional.
Fiction all the way.
Give me a fact. Eagles are still really, really strong. They got a tough schedule like the Lions do, but I think they'll return to the NFC Championship. Mitch, why don't you kick us off since we did the records for the Lions first? Why don't you kick us off with your championship
Sure.
games?
I'm going picks for the blue collar American out there. Some people might think that means the Bills. It's not anymore. I don't know what to say about the Bills. Show me you can do it. Until you do it, I don't believe you can anymore. So in the AFC Championship, I've got Broncos versus Ravens. I think the Broncos defense is going to be very, very, very good. A top 1 or 2 unit, probably top 2 unit at worst. And I do think the Ravens figure it out this year. They're in a similar camp to the Bills, where it's like, who are you guys ever going to beat the Chiefs? But I think the Ravens find a way to get it done with Lamar. So I've got Broncos versus Ravens in the AFC Championship, and in the NFC, Lions versus Bucks. I'm looking at this roster top to bottom, and I think if they can stay healthy, they're going to get to the playoffs battle tested, and be ready to go. And I just think the Bucks just have that grittiness about them. So to me, the Bucks are like the Giants when they went on their run, where they might just kind of limp into the playoffs, but then just start shocking some people. I got Lions versus Bucks, Broncos versus Ravens.
Nice. Love it. Also, I love that Bucks pick. I love the Broncos pick as well, putting yourself out there with those. You don't got to name names, but I know you have someone real close to you who is a highly touted Broncos fan. What is his expectation? Does he see it the way you do with a possible championship appearance here?
I think the expectation is playoffs. Expectation is top defense in the NFL. Probably wouldn't be as daring as me to say conference championship, but I would say most Broncos fans probably expect playoffs and at least one playoff win this year. I think there's a lot of opening. I know that you guys are high on everyone's high on Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, right? I don't know what's happening.
Sometimes I forget this is a video podcast.
So I don't know. I think it's one win in the playoffs, but I think it's wide open. What did the Chiefs do to get better? One of their most popular players is like 42 years old and is mostly popular because of who he dates. So I think the Chiefs' time might officially like limp into the playoffs a couple of years for the Chiefs until they can reload the roster a little bit for old Patty Mahomes.
Yeah, clock's ticking for sure.
I think you might be right. Honestly, I feel like Travis is going to have a better season than he did last year, personally. But Mitchell, I love your picks, though. I like the color matchup, Broncos Ravens. That's turning me on thinking about it. And the old classic blue versus red is also cute to think about. So I like that. I'm not nearly as adventurous, though. I think on the AFC side of things, I'm fully bought into the Hard Knocks bump. And we got the Bills, and I don't think I've ever not picked the Ravens to go far. So once again, give me the Ravens, Bills versus Ravens, the AFC. On the NFC side might be the backwards juju, trying to, not throw something out into the atmosphere that could happen. But, I think the Eagles are going to make the fact reappearance here in the conference championship, and I think they're going to go against the Rams. We had a good matchup with them last year. Rams barely lost that game. I think it's going to be Stafford's last hurrah, and he's got Devontae Adams, an all-time receiver, there to help him out with Puka. I think a lot's going to come down to their offensive line play to see if they can keep him alive and enough time to get the ball out. But yeah, NFC, Eagles, Rams, AFC, Bills, Ravens.
Big Ravens guy. You've always been a big Raves. You've been always about the Raves. Wanted to touch on the Chiefs real quick with correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Rashee Rice guaranteed to not be suspended for the first 4 weeks, I think, because of the hearing or whatever date is like September 28th or something, late September. So Lions come to Arrowhead week 6, so it's possible. Are we excited that it could possibly mean that they would be without him in week 6 for the Lions matchup? Or do you think that changes the outcome?
I want to beat him
of
at
the game,
full
at least?
strength. I don't want to hear these Chiefs fans say, "Oh, Chris Jones had to be out last time. Oh, Rashee Rice had to be out this time." No, give me the full roster.
True.
Well, Rashee Rice, I don't think is an X factor on anybody's roster anyway. I don't think he's that good personally. And the Chris Jones one is figure your contract talks out. What are we going to blame Trey Hendrickson for not playing here coming up too, or Micah Parsons? I mean, my God, just figure it out.
You guys see Micah sleeping on the sidelines last night? Yeah, sleeping on the massage table. Well, allegedly sleeping. Eyes closed, don't know if he was asleep or not. You know, we've all been there.
Well, I mean, I see Jerry is like really doing some damage control with Stephen A here lately, so he's standing strong though. We got him for 3 years.
Yeah. Hint, hint, franchise tagging his ass, and he's playing for us. But
stick it up our ass.
yeah, if nothing less, Jerry's got a ton of comedy.
And
he provides us with that. Everything's wide open these last couple of segments that we've been talking. It's my turn to talk about the championships. Look, I've got the Eagles returning. It's a fact. Eagles versus Lions. I think the Lions make that climb. Both these teams have a tough schedule in the regular season. They're going to be better for it, and they'll meet in the NFC Championship. On the other side of the ball, Hard Knocks, Bills. I'm high on them right now. I think it feels like to me this is their time. If there is ever a time for the Bills, it's this year. I've got Bills versus Chiefs, and the Bills. Spoiler alert: Bills will get the best of them in the AFC Championship.
Ben,
Chiefs
parlay into your Super Bowl pick. Andrew's too busy flirting with Lady Lion.
I will parlay it. I have the Bills in the Super Bowl playing other than the Eagles. I think I'm with you, Andrew. I'm going to go a little reverse psychology here. And then we all want the hometown team in there. Last year, we all had the Lions win the Super Bowl in this pod across the three of us. And so this year, I want to go a little different. Reverse psychology. I got the Bills taking on the Eagles, and I think it's going to be one of the better Super Bowls.
I love that, and Mitchell Mufasa, a little flirting is needed here and there. No worries, don't worry about it.
Keep it fresh.
I'm going with the old R&R Super Bowl this year, Ravens versus Rams, and it's really going to be, I'm going to say Matthew Stafford's going to get another one. He's going to find his way into the Hall of Fame easily with it, and it's going to really spark the conversation in the offseason of the Rams really won the trade, but it's really going to lead to a three-peat Super Bowl dynasty by the Lions here in the next few seasons. So no worries if the Rams win this one.
I love that. I think the Rams did win the trade. I think they both won the trade, which is like a cop-out, but that's what the Rams did. They went all in. They got Stafford to get a Super Bowl. They got the Super Bowl, and banners fly forever. I've got Lions versus Ravens. I think if it's Lions-Bucks in the NFC Championship, the Lions right the ship from the last one, the bummer against the 49ers. And I've got the Ravens prevailing against the Broncos. And what I did in my predictions was I predicted an early season loss to the Ravens to set up the Lions for a revenge game Super Bowl and I think it's going to be an all-time color matchup in the Super Bowl under the lights. I think DC gets the boys fired up. We get revenge. Everyone's going to be talking about, is the hype too high for the Lions? They're 1-2 back in the Super Bowl. We put all the rumors to rest. Lions get it done.
Oh man, step over Dan Campbell. Give me Mitch. Give me Mufasa in the locker room. I'm hyped, boys.
Like that.
I'm fired
I'm out here
up.
playing chess.
Let's go.
I'm out here playing chess. Got to pick the Lions. Got to be. And you guys, I saw you guys had picked, so I got the luxury of. We didn't do the NFL panel where everybody picked the same team, so I felt safe. So thank you guys.
This is a safe space.
High-level analysis.
Safe space for all of that. And I love everything I just heard. I agree. That is music to my ears, and I think America's ears as well. Lions probably America's team at this point, arguably so. And Ravens haven't made it, and so in a long time. So I think everyone would be happy that it's a Chiefs-free Super Bowl, and I think the Eagles are kind of climbing to that feeling of the Chiefs where everybody hates them. I think the Eagles will get there just because it's Philly. People just don't like Philly outside of Philly. So I think we'll all be refreshed to see a Lions-Ravens Super Bowl or any of these three combinations. Shareholders, if you think you can predict it better than us, comment below on who you have in your Super Bowl. And also, should have mentioned this during the Lions segment, but comment below what you have the Lions coming in at this year in the 2025 season, and anything else, because we all invite comments. A lot of people don't know. You can comment on each episode on Spotify and on YouTube as well, of course. So that's our Super Bowl picks right there. Exciting. We'll be looking back at this little time capsule in 7 months. We've got a lot of football to play, a lot of things, a lot of dominoes to fall between now and February, but we're ready for it. Speaking of uniforms and the color matchups too, by the way, I noticed the Lions Twitter accounts, X accounts, whatever you want to call it, that report on the Lions. They love to produce and these tweets that are clickbait. And one of the things was Lions will be unveiling new uniforms for 2026. I don't know if you guys saw those. It's totally clickbait. We touched on this in the spring, in the late winter about these new rivalry uniforms. And Andrew, I wanted to touch on that. What better than to have Thursday night on Prime be a rivalry matchup, like you said, but also include these new rivalry uniforms for each divisional game. I don't know the full details on this, but the Lions division, the North, will be coming out. Each four teams in the North will be coming out with rivalry-specific uniforms presented by Nike.
I mean, I like it. I love that. Add that into the Thursday divisional matchup, and I think you buy in. But, I mean, it's funny you bring this up because, I mean, the NBA's already done it. The MLB's already done it with the city jerseys. And the reason I say it's funny is I just had this conversation a couple weekends ago is this all just a ploy to sell more jerseys? And the answer is yes. Yes, it is.
It's almost always about money on anything, isn't it?
Well, yes, but I mean, I think the big gripe from the MLB, at least from what I heard, is that not many fans of some of these jerseys that are out there. They're all just kind of garbage. But I don't watch it, so you tell me.
Fanatics.
I heard yesterday.
Fanatics is trash.
There's always different version types, and I think Florio is a little crazy, but he said the Nike-fication of the NFL, and I was like, he kind of has a point. I like home, away. Like one alternate, I think, is probably enough, to be honest.
Yeah, just another thing to throw in the ring, I guess.
I think that's why we all love that color rush, right? Like, just something we never had, and that was the only time you really saw that alternate.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Prime is not opposed to your proposal, Andrew, of going divisional games. Who wouldn't want to tune in to a Thursday night matchup with that you always knew was going to be divisional? I think Prime would be right in lockstep with you with that proposal, and then also throw in these rivalry jerseys, which we don't have a ton of information on yet, especially for the Lions, because they're going to go one division each year at a time. So it's going to be kind of weird how the rollout of all this is. But anyway, one last thing about fashion. We touched on the draft hats many episodes ago in April. Mitch, what do you think about the sideline caps with the little? Do you think the logo's a little too small? They've got like a little stamp logo on them.
I like the hats. I do think it's a little too small. I think that's a perfect way to describe them. I think the hats have a lot of potential. But yeah, I don't want to squint to see what I'm looking at. I agree, though. Clearly, you think the same the way you just posed that question.
It's a little small for my liking. However, I'm misremembering from last season, but I'd venture to say that I like it more than last season's.
Wasn't last season? I think they did a lot of the plaid hats, and I thought plaid was cool for like shorts, like 12 years ago.
That's right. They tried to make that happen, didn't they?
Was it a charity foundation they were doing it for?
That I don't remember. They
'Cause
do
I've
the
got-
crucial catch.
Yeah,
Every year.
I think that's
Is that
the
what it
tie-dye
was?
one, right?
Well, do better for
I
crucial
don't know,
catch.
though, but
Well, I feel like they always have something odd. Like I said, I know I have the Vikings tie-dye hat.
Can I? You know what? I also
And
think it is,
so
Ben.
weird.
I think it's the black on black hats that make the logo look too small. I'm looking right now. They have a gray version with a white. See, it's the black on black. It makes it look too small.
You read my mind because I have seen a few of the gray ones, and I was just clicking on the NFL shop right now with the gray ones. I love the gray
Yep.
look. The black is nice. I don't like the blue. The blue is too blue, too much blue, I think. But the gray is nice.
The gray is nice.
The gray is really nice, and if it weren't $50, maybe I'd buy one. If anybody's listening that wants to drop one of these in my mailbox, I will gladly take probably the adjustable trucker hat. I'm more of a trucker hat guy than the ball cap, but I'll take either one. If anybody wants to drop that in my cart and pay for it. All right, let's go into our closing segment, which is week 1. Last year we did each game, and that was crazy. It was fun. We did that for 2 seasons. That was crazy and fun. We predicted all 270 whatever games. That was fun. This year we're not going to do that. We're going to do something a little different. And obviously, once we're in the cadence of the regular season, we have some schedule conflicts with week 1, so we're doing week 1 a little different and comboing it with this episode. So we'll have more details, especially week 2 and week 3 and so on, and we'll do our normal kind of walk-through Wednesday style episode. But we did want to touch on Lions-Packers before we see the matchup, of course. A few notes. This is the Keeping You Informed segment, by the way. Lions-Packers FTP week is week 1, 4:25 Eastern, CBS for week 1. Romo and Nance. Green Bay favored by 1 in that game. Lions have won the last 2 matchups versus the Packers, and Green Bay has not beat Detroit in Lambeau since 2021. So it's been a long time. What do you guys think about the Packers? You touched on this, like this could be a tough game. We're not going to go real deep into this, guys, but I guess what's your thoughts on Green Bay coming into this year? A lot of people have them high. I think they're number 6, right behind the Lions for Super Bowl predictions. What do you think the expectations are for Green Bay and their season this year?
I think people are too high on the Packers. I don't really know why. I think they're going to be good, but I don't understand the hype. Detroit lost their coordinators, and I think everyone's just kind of counting them out. They didn't really lose any talent besides Zadarius Smith, and you could make the argument that we swapped Zadarius Smith for Aiden Hutchinson. So I don't understand the hype on the Packers. I'm going to go one step farther. The Bears are still the Bears, and the Vikings are going to have some growing pains with J.J. McCarthy. So this is still the Lions division. But the Packers are way too overhyped. I think they're going to be good. I think they could be and should be an 11 or 12 win team. But I don't understand everyone automatically crowning them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to their number 1 draft pick, right? Matthew Golden, and how well he can perform and how quickly he can get going. What's weird is I really haven't seen a ton of clips from their practices, training camp with him at all, which is the crazy part. And correct me if I'm wrong, Love have a little bit of an ankle or a shoulder injury, something like that?
Yeah, he's recovering from something. Yes, you're right. We'll just call it something in his body right now, and all signs point to him playing in Week 1. But folks out there were pointing out that the Packers were trying to get ahead of it already and say, you know what, Jordan Love wasn't healthy Week 1. That's why we dropped it to the Lions. So they're already getting that out there.
Well, and hopefully this is where that defense and the physicality of a Dan Campbell team really comes out. Because, you remember a few years ago with Justin Fields on the Bears calling Anzalone a dirty player because he plays to the whistle and he plays hard. I have a feeling that that's what this defense is going to have to do with him early and often.
And I love that this is a Week 1 matchup. We just touched on divisional games. They're always more intense, and I think this one's going to have a lot of hype around it. And rightfully so. I also love that it's in Lambeau, and the Lions get to play in Lambeau while it's probably some pretty nice weather. Early September should be nice weather, maybe rain, but should be nice weather regardless. No snow, anything like that. So it's nice to get Lambeau done Week 1, get it out of the way, and not have to play there Week 15 or something. So I like it for that. I would echo what you guys are saying. I do think, like you said, Mitch, the Green Bay is going to be a real solid team. LaFleur's a pretty decent head coach, and just hasn't been able to get them over the hump. And they've kind of got that thing going on where they're kind of a darling in the media and just can't find a way to win the important ones. So I think that continues to happen, and the Lions own this division. Packers are going to be right there, though. I think they'll be right behind them, and then Vikings, Bears, and I don't know what in order. I really don't know how that division shakes out below the Lions and Packers. I'm pretty solid that it'll be Lions, Packers, and I could see this game, like you said, Mitch, 50-50. I could see this game going either way. I think this is an absolute toss-up matchup, and one that's going to be broken down by us and many others come Week 1. But it's exciting nonetheless that we're here to talk about it, and can't wait to be back to break down this game following that matchup in Week 1. We will be back following the game for this podcast, of course. So we're looking forward to that. One other thing, we've got the wheel, and this is the unspoken wheel that we've been hyping up. I've been hyping up mostly, and that is each week we'll put every matchup on this wheel, and then we'll spin it, and we'll see how well do the experts here, that being us, no ball, and pick a game live on the air. So does anybody want to volunteer to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, all right. So I've brought up the wheel here. Do I dare try to screen capture it so that you can see it? I'm gonna try, and if this breaks, Tommy, you're gonna be out of job. So I'm gonna share this wheel right here. We're gonna zoom in. So Mitch, this is for you, pal. What do we got for you? You have Bengals at the Browns. So we start things off, Andrew's pointing at that. What do you want to do with Bengals at Browns?
Give me the kitty cats. The Bengals have started to right the ship. They're at the very least playing Joe Burrow a little bit in the preseason. I think they come out firing. I could see it being a pretty high scoring game. Flacco probably throws 3 picks, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, but I like Burrow to throw 4 tutters.
Love it. Also, by the way, shout out who's watching this. Now that I have Googled the Lions hat, look what ads I'm getting.
Perfect.
How perfect. How timely. Love this. By the way, parents, girlfriend, if you're watching this, right here with the Lions cap. Andrew, I think you want to go next.
Spread it on.
Come again. All right, here we go. Andrew, Week 1, your matchup is Steelers Jets.
I love
Aaron
it.
Rodgers versus the old team, and then also Justin Fields versus the old team, right?
Yeah, then you get AG as the coach for the Jets right now, and he looks like he's doing great. It sounds like Justin Fields found himself an absolutely new home and a new breath of life over there. Heard AG had a player-run practice where he was the only one out there, no other coaches. in the team, and the team was calling their own plays and going up and down the field. And it sounds like it's he's changing the culture and changing it quickly. And then on the other side of the ball, you got the Mike Tomlin culture that's just been set in its ways, and it works pretty well. But you bring in the wheelchair crowd with Aaron Rodgers and Jalen Ramsey, and it's got some questionable decisions here. I'm going to take, for experience sake, I'm going to take the wheelchair crew in this one, and Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin, Jalen Ramsey on the defensive side. Get it done over the young guns in Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields.
All right. I love it. That's 2 matchups down. I don't know about you guys, but I am absolutely I'm rooting for AG and the Jets. I feel good about that with them in the AFC. I can do that. I hope it works out for AG. I really do.
Prayers up.
All right. One last matchup, and that is going to be mine. Let's spin the wheel and see what I am blessed with. Oh, Andrew, you got any room?
No, you
over there
gotta go
with the
again.
Steelers
We
and
gotta
Jets?
figure out a way to not. Yeah.
I agree. No dupes. No dupes. I just for fun, I'll ride with you, Andrew. I'll take the Steelers on that one, but that one doesn't count. That one doesn't count. Ooh. Titans, Broncos. I really was hoping it was going to be Niners, Hawks, because I think that's got a potential to be a really good game. And this one, maybe not so much a good game with the rookie quarterback Cam Ward coming out for the Titans, and the Broncos coming off of a solid season, made a playoff appearance. Mitch's team to make the AFC Championship. They're at home here. I think they get it done versus the Titans. Titans just don't have it yet. Certainly not in week 1. I think they're going to struggle all year, but certainly not in week 1 are they going to get a W. Give me the Broncos, and I think they win by 2 scores at least. All right. Let's stop the screen share there. Thank you, Tommy. That was fun. Andrew, I know you loved that.
I was all in. That got my juices flowing right there, boys.
I know. I think we'll workshop this and maybe add a couple more wheel things in here. Maybe. I think it could be fun. Just for fun, guys.
Might have to have a you pick section in there.
What do you mean? Tell me more.
You get to pick whatever matchup you want.
Yes, I agree. Like you pick them, or maybe like you have to pick a road team, or you got to pick the game with the closest spread.
Yep,
or,
the biggest blowout that you think is going to happen.
Not talking diapers either, by the way.
Correct.
Yeah. You guys want to make a predictions? Lions Packers?
No.
I don't either.
Fate to decide.
Let's save the picks. Let's save them for the next walkthrough Wednesday. But fun nonetheless about the wheel. I'm excited for that going forward. Mitch, you had Browns versus Bengals. Yep. We'll put you down for Bengals.
Please.
Andrew had Steelers, Jets.
Give me the
Pick
rusty
the Jets,
curtain.
right?
No, I got the rusty curtain.
Just kidding. And Titans, Broncos for me. Taking the horsies. Taking the Bronx. All right, guys. We will be shareholders. Guys, everybody here. We will be back to report on the Lions, Packers, and all of Week 1 madness, as well as college football hitting your screens. Exciting matchups to come. It's exciting. Got the Hook'em. Shout out to Texas Longhorns taking on Ohio State here in Week 1 of the college football season. So exciting, big matchup right off the bat. And I will have a little report from Michigan versus Oklahoma. We'll be in attendance for that game. Shout out to the college football expert for his bachelor party there in Norman, Oklahoma. That's going to be a wild and fun trip. Excited for that. Anything else, boys, before we hit
The
road?
Ravens' new kicker just hit a 61-yard field goal. So feels like they're moving on just fine.
Just fine. Wow. Just in fun.
Just in time. Whoa. Yeah, a lot of kickers hitting boots in this preseason, it seems. Let's go, Lions.
We finally made it, folks. Meow.